How's it going? We're live. Let's get me up on the other screen here. There it is. So you can see James Best is live. Sorry, James. Stepping on you. Which means I probably won't get anybody in here, but that's fine. I was in there for a little bit. This is not going to be a guitar live feed, so if you don't like the guitar, don't freak out. Don't freak out, okay? Don't freak out, all right? Hey, Terry, have you ever seen this? I don't think I've ever showed you that. So, BC Rich, it's from the 80s, Class X era of back in the day. It sounds like crap. I've used it on a couple of recordings, though. Now, if James Best goes to watch this later, which he might, you'll have to forgive me, James. I always try to go live either Saturday night or Sunday night, and you were live tonight, which is rare. And we were talking about trucker's coach and cost per mile and cost per day and the classic argument of which is right. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go live. And it's not like my crowd's going to hurt James's crowd. I mean, he's got over 100 something people in there, 112 people watching. So he'll be all right. He'll be all right. Last I looked, he was very angry. He was very angry. He was yelling. We'll get some more people in here and we'll do some shout outs as we usually do. And we can talk about whatever you want. There's 2 rules, though. I'm going to put rules on you. Rule number 1, I don't care about trucker's coach. Nothing against the guy, but every other person seems to be obsessed in him, and I am not. Okay? I do not get obsessed with other YouTubers. Coach is going to do what he's going to do. He loves everybody talking about him. He's great at promoting his YouTube channel because he has everybody talking about him. And he's great at running a business with as little as risk as possible, which, you know, he can't fault somebody for. That's it. That's all you got to know. That's it. It should be end of story. And his name is proof that he's a good marketer. Okay? All right. What's the second rule? Second rule is I'm not going to judge you on how you run your business, nor should you judge other people on how they run their business. Because at the end of the day, there's only one person you got to make happy, and that's yourself, right? That's yourself. If you're a company driver and you're happy, be a company driver and be happy. If you're an owner-operator and you're happy, doing mileage, be happy. If you're in a lease, be happy. When you're happy, be happy, right? Tune the guitar, yes. Well, the thing about this guitar, Terry, I could tune it to itself, but then it's not too bad tonight. Sometimes I'll hit that G chord and it's like, even though I've tuned it here, right? So, rule number 2 is absolutely. You know how many bands that we played with that had massive amounts of equipment, massive amounts of skill, yet couldn't tune their own freaking instruments by ear at all? It was pathetic. It was lame. It's close. It's never going to be perfect. This guitar has been beat up a little bit. I used to bring this in the truck with me. See, as a songwriter, I don't tell other people how they should write their songs, right? Now, if you want suggestions, if you want like some recommendations, I can say, well, start with doing this and start with doing that. But I'm not going to say, in order to write a song, you got to do this, this, and this, and this. No, that's not how it works. There's 1,000 ways to do business, just like there's 1,000 ways to write a song. So let's do some shout outs. Wow, we got some people in here, so that's cool. All right, so we got TJ Jones, SF Medic, That Ninja, Spooby. What's up? Let's see, John Armstrong. Tim, is that a hollow body? Yes, this is an acoustic. It's electric acoustic, but last time I plugged it in, it wasn't working. So now I bought this guitar off of, I don't remember where I bought this guitar, but I ended up selling it to a guy in Arkansas, and then I bought it back. And like I said, this was during the Class X series, and it's not the highest quality. Now, I would love to have a BC Rich acoustic custom USA custom. I would love to have one of those. So, Desert Oaky Pan, what's up? I mean, no, this is hollow. I mean, it's like paper thin. It's paper thin. There's no resonance with this guitar. It ain't no Ovation. It ain't no Martin, right? But it does the job. I just pick it up. It's easy to deal with, Eddie Drotar, what's up? That could be a Trevor Show, semi all buddy. Who's Striker's coach? There you go. That's how you go. Yes. Let's see. Dual rectifier and sucked, yes. Old school obituary shirt is cool. Yes. I got my old school obituary t-shirt, death metal for the incomplete. That's why I don't write music. I can't get Snorelord to teach me how. Nothing witty's funny. Asking you shall receive. Say the name of that guitar you would love to have again. That I would love to have again. There's not one guitar. I mean, I got rid of one guitar, but I would love to have a USA Custom BC Rich acoustic. I've already got 2 USA Custom electrics, so. But Santa Claus never gives me what I want because I'm a bad, bad boy. I like skinny body acoustics. I'm not a big fan of the big fat acoustics because you feel like doing that, and I hate that. So I'd give $1,000 for Vernon's V. I wish I could find it. Yeah, good luck on that, Terry. Good evening, Shannon. Midwest Mike, what's up? Is that an R3? No. No. It is. Just says licensed by BC Rich. It's like a Korean, Japanese, not even Japanese, Korean knockoff. Not knockoff. I mean, it's licensed by BC Rich, but there isn't an American that touched this. So, what color? Black or red? Black and red guitars are my favorite. Although I do like Sunburst. Charles is in the house. Let's see. Did you say US Custom BC Rich Acoustic? Yes. I don't even know if they make them custom. I know that there's a line. There's like BC Rich just recently got bought by another person, and they are making like some really good high quality Korean stuff. Like the Shredzilla, that looks like a nice guitar. But it's an electric. I don't need any more electric guitars, but um, I don't know if their acoustics are custom or not. Which it doesn't. I don't know. A newer BC Rich acoustic. Let's see here. Let's do some googling. Uh, BC Rich guitars. All right. BCRich.com. Search. Acoustic. Doink. No, they don't have any acoustics. Guitars. Ooh, that Eric Rutan signature 7-string. I want that bad boy. I'll take that one. Let's see. These are all high dollar though. I don't. I've got one guitar that's actually worth some money, and it's been beat up. That's it. They don't have any acoustics right now. Do 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 do. I'm looking. I know this is really exciting for you guys. They got like 8 strings. Screw that. Let's see. Wonder what they wanted for that Eric Rutan. Eric Rutan guitar is $7,200. No, no, no. As much as I would love that, absolutely not. I was once at a guitar store and I picked up a Paul Reed Smith. and they had it sitting on a counter. They had it like sit like a little kid could have knocked it off, right? And I picked it up and I'm like, oh wow, this is cool. I'm strumming it. Wow, it feels wonderful. It feels amazing. I look at the price tag, it was like $6,000. I'm like, I slowly put it back. I didn't do anything else with that guitar. I'm trying to decide if I got more money tied up in tools than I do in guitars at this point. I've been kind of crazy here lately. They're out of stock. $7,200 and they're out of stock. Look, Eric Rutan put up a video of a performance he did on the new Cannibal Corpse album, and it's just wow, yeah. The other one I wanted that's not available is the 7-string Stealth. It was endorsed by the guitar player from Soulfly. I can't remember his name now. Not Max Cavalera, the other guy. I wouldn't mind having a BC Rich Stealth, like Chuck Scoldiner used to play. But anyways, I digress. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we are. Oh, you just remember the BC Rich 3 being their acoustic electrics? Yeah, probably, Spooby. If you're as old as I am, you're probably thinking the same thing. Some rock star bought BC Rich. I want to get a good cheap acoustic guitar. TM, there's some really good ones. Fender's got some decent ones. It just depends if you want skinny. If you want a skinny body, but you can get a decent quality acoustic guitar for about $150. Check your text, Snorelord. Well, I'm on the phone that you've texted, so I won't be able to reply. Let me look here. I can't look at it. I can't look at it, TJ, because I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone that's doing the live feed. Do you have my other number, TJ? Here, I'll text you from the other phone. You can send it to that. Let's see here. Contacts. I know this is exciting. More exciting than being yelled at. I know. Let's see. All right, TJ, I just texted you from my business phone. Yeah, he's yelling at people. I think Jeff was on the feed too. Jeff was calling in. SoCal was calling in. Nevada's in everybody's feeds, right? Which, I like Nevada. I don't have anything against him. He and I talk on the phone sometimes. All right, let's take a look at this. That's a nice guitar. It's got a fixed bridge. I've already got I'd be interested to know what those pickups sound like. That's a good guitar. I don't know about the new names like the Flux Fluence. I don't know if that's definitely not their USA model. So I've yet to play any of their newer, since they switched companies, newer lower bass models. I don't know if that's a lower bass model or not. But that's a nice guitar. I've got three Warlocks if you count this one. I've got a 7-string USA Custom, which that's my pride and joy. And it needs some TLC. I played hard with that thing for 15 years. And I have Terry, do you remember well, probably not. But Paige Townsley, he sold me his USA Custom 6-string. Which I've busted that out on a couple of live feeds before, and then I've got this one. And then my wife's got a Warlock bass. So, which is an NJ series. That's an older one. And it sounds great. I mean, it's perfect for our tuning. So, I think Nevada's doing great, and some are jealous. Granted, his fuel mileage sucks, but he's going about his numbers correctly. Look, here's what I think about Nevada, okay? All right. Nevada wants to be informed. And if he's doing everything he's saying that he says online, he is running his business like a business. Him and his wife are teaming. Excellent money opportunity. He found a carrier to kind of float the note for the truck. He is a hard worker, and he wants to learn. So he is in everybody's life. He's trying to learn, and his YouTube channel is not doing too bad. It's he knows how to structure his videos. He's giving content that people like, and so kudos to Mr. Nevada, Mr. and Mrs. Nevada, because now being up in everybody's business, that's his prerogative, but that's what's made his name. And that's the thing with the YouTube game is you want everybody to know your name. You want people to talk about you, whether good or bad or in between. I'm kind of a boring person, so no one talks about me. I don't sit there and berate anybody. So there was one video I did years and years ago going after Coach because I was fed up with all the people from Schneider asking me questions that they were from information that he was giving out, and he wasn't even at Schneider. So it, and that's it. We made amends. I met him at one of the truck shows. We hung out for a few minutes. Met his wife. She's very lovely, and and I know how to read him just like I know how to read a lot of other people. And that's it. I mean, it's his name is what gets him in trouble, But people have to realize that there's 22 coaches, or how many coaches in the NFL, and not all of them win the Super Bowl. So I mean, just because the word coach is there doesn't mean they're going to be 100% on everything. So that's the bizarreness of it. It's like the name is a really good name, and he acquired that name a long time ago, and it served him well, and that's the genius part of him. So again, I have nothing against the dude, other than some of the stuff he's tried to do with Jeff, but beyond that, who cares? And I just don't get it. Thor, I-15 Rage is always talking about Coach, and it's just like, I don't get it. I don't get the obsession. There's YouTubers out here, trucking or non-trucking, like in the pew pew world, where I've watched one of the videos and I'm like, ugh. And then I stop watching. I don't subscribe. How hard is that? I mean, same thing with Red Viking Trucker. Ugh. Who gives a crap about that dude? Again, I have nothing against RVT other than, I thought that whole 750 and I can get you on all this stuff. I thought that was a BS move, but I did a video on that. But I didn't mention RVT's name one time. I just told the story about when I tried out for a reality show, because that's what he was promising. And there's nothing to it. Didn't cost me a dime. Except the day. It cost me a day because I had to hang out with the camera guy for a day. All right, TJ, let's see. Yes, that is the guitar. You're not buying me a $7,000 guitar, TJ. Number one, they're out of stock, according to Shannon. Number two, that's no. Now, if you're buying that for your kid, or someone in your family that's got a band, that's going to be a serious sounding guitar. But Coach needs to stick to insurance and leasing info. Anything else is not. Look, again, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna bash the guy. In fact, he's made me moderator on his channel. I don't have anything against him. I just don't understand why everybody's gonna talk about him. Again, we've already spent 5 minutes on this bullshit. So next. I have this weird thing that if I don't like a YouTuber, call me crazy, okay? Or if I don't like a TV show, or if I don't like a song, like a radio station, I do this weird thing. Click, or click. That's it. That's it. Gone. Done. Who gives a shit? Out of there. Turn it off. In fact, go ahead and turn my video off if I upset you. That's it. We'd be so much happier if we did that. I took off Facebook notifications. Like, I'm still on Facebook. I still post, but I don't have the alerts to my phone, to my homepage, right? And you know what? that's actually made me on Facebook less. And you know what? It's made me a little bit happier, you know? And it's getting to the point where it's not just trucking, but all the YouTube. All the YouTube is nothing but echo chambers. Nothing but the world is crashing down. Nothing but death and destruction. And hey, look how big of an idiot this person is. Or, yeah, man, you're right. Let's all talk about we're going to take action, but we never take action. It's all echo chambers and narcissism. That's what YouTube is echo chambers and narcissism. You know, no one knows how to debate anymore. No one knows how to say, you know what, I respect your opinion and I will agree to disagree. No one knows how to do that anymore. It's either all or nothing, you know? Like, everybody has these arguments about, I don't know, whether you should lease or not, or whether you should track your rate per mile, or rate per day, or rate per month, or rate per minute, you know? Or what kind of truck you drive, you know? Whether you know, it just doesn't matter, right? I don't matter to you. Okay? I am entertainment at best. If you want a different perspective and that perspective helps you, like if you've a member and you want some advice from me, I can give you some opinions, I can give you a different perspective, but I'm not the guy that will say you should do that or you need to do this or you have to do that. I'm not that guy because everybody's situation is different. I don't care if you're writing songs, running a business, you know, playing kickball, it doesn't matter, right? You know, and when I look at some YouTube channels, like for example, like Stevens, he turned his channel into something completely different and he's become very successful at it. And then you have people like Pale Rider who's never really wavered. You know, I see you, Pale Rider. Good evening. And, you know, he's still doing the same thing he's been doing for 10 years. He's just better at it, right? And so, but then there are other people out there that are doing similar things with the head cam, you know, like what Provost does, or Writing with Dave. You know, Writing with Dave's got a ton of subscribers. Have you ever seen that channel? He's not talking about Trucker's Coach. He's not talking about rate per mile. He's a guy with a GoPro on his head showing you all the difficult stuff he's got to do. And people love it. People are ate up with it. People absolutely just flock to his channel, right? Is it my cup of tea? Yeah, it's all right. I'm subscribed, but I don't watch everything he puts out, right? He hasn't annoyed me yet. But as been out here for 12 years, there's really not much that's going to like move me when it comes to trucking vlogs. I watch Pale Rider because he's a friend. We're connected. We're brothers, right? And I like Ratman Roden because of his different perspective, because he is new to the industry on this part of the industry, the big truck, right? And and then you got the Indiana Jacks, people like that, which is kind of cool. But again, I don't have enough time in the day, right? And so I find myself every morning I have this routine, whether I'm in the truck or I'm at home, okay? I get on, I check the logbook stuff. I make sure that no one needed anything overnight, like trucking, check all the engine faults that people are having, check some of the safety alerts or whatever. And then I'll check my own security cameras here at the house and see if I caught raccoon number 2. And then if I'm at home, if I'm not at home, then I'm in the truck and I'm doing the same thing. And then I get on Facebook, kind of catch up a few things. If I'm seeing too many ads, I'll just shut it off. And then I'll go to YouTube and see what I miss, because there's a lot of YouTubers that will go live in the middle of the night or at night or whatever, and I'll see if I missed anything. If not, no big deal. I'll go over some some news stuff. Not news, but like Sage. I'll go to his channel. I'll check the Weather Nation, make sure, weather's doing okay where I'm at or where I'm going or which direction I need to book this time of year. And and then that's it. That's and then I get up, and if I find myself getting in a bad mood, I have to put the phone down. I have to shut it down. And I suggest you do the same thing, because living in this world right here can be toxic. You know, if you guys notice, I've only put out 3 videos in the last 2 weeks because of things that we're dealing with at home, because of the holidays, because of the birthdays that I've had, that my family's had this week. You know, we've had tragedy, we've had triumphs, and then all of a sudden today, I decided, wife decided that we needed to go to the other house and deal with the lawn, and that was an effort. So we did that, and then we came home. I cooked the steak dinner, enjoyed my family time, and then I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time for YouTube. And it's not a priority to me. Do I enjoy it? Yes. Have I gotten away from it a couple of times? Yes. And do I appreciate everybody that's a subscriber, that's a member, and the people have called me to tell me that my videos have changed their life, which blows me away? Absolutely, I appreciate you. That's what Thanksgiving Day was about. The gratitude video. That's what that was about. Um, and and I'm laughing at nothing with his comment there. And and that's what I do, and this channel is not just about trucking. It could be about music, it could be about guitars, it could be about, I've done episodes at car shows. I did the video about catching a raccoon. um because this channel is about me, and if you like me, cool. If you don't like me, it's not the end of the world. I don't care. My ego isn't bruised easily, and fear of missing out, FOMO, right? There's the fear of missing out is an epidemic up in and of itself. We stay subscribed to people we don't like because we're afraid they're gonna talk about us badly, or I always get grief whenever I take live feeds down, because people are afraid that they're missing out on something. And I find myself on certain channels like that. Like, I stay subscribed to people that I don't necessarily care about because of fear of missing out. I want to know what's going on. We all have that within us, and that's fine. You know, but there is, there's look, there's a big whole world out there, and look, have I given decent business advice? I don't know, maybe, but my advice is simple: keep your costs low, track your expenses, pay your taxes, and delegate what you can't do to someone that does know what they're doing. That's it. And if you're happy, you're happy. Just like I said at the beginning of this video. If you got a Schneider Finance truck, who cares? Good deal. I know people give them grief, but I know so many people that have paid off their Schneider Finance trucks at Schneider. They didn't have to go to the spot market to do it, right? And I know people that are pretty happy doing what they're doing. Like Pale Riders has been at Central Hauling for a long time, right? And then you got people that are they got a new truck, new name on the side of their door every 3 months. Because you know why? Because they're not happy. They're not happy. You gotta find contentment. You gotta find what completes you, right? And happiness is not the next job. It's not the next paycheck. It's not the next, truck that you're going to buy. Happiness has to come from here, inside of you. And if you don't have that, you need to figure out why. And it's not in material things. It's not in the job that you're doing, because there are people with the crappiest jobs that are happy, and you got the people with the best jobs that are not happy. You have people that are rich that are unhappy, and you got people that are poor that are happy. So what's the common denominator? It has to come from within. That's it. if my business goes under, I know why, right? And I'm honest with myself to admit that. But business is okay. It's a little slow right now because I've been home for 2 weeks, but we're fixing to go back out tomorrow and get to work, because December is always a rough month for our household. With the holidays, and then my medical card comes up during December, and the year-end stuff for the taxes has got to start being dealt with, and there's usually so much going on, right? And but so there might be less YouTube, and I know that my YouTube channel would do better if I was more consistent. I fail at consistency when it comes to YouTube. And I know that my business falters when I don't have the consistency that I've come to love and know. If I'm sketchy on consistency with my business, it struggles a little bit. We all struggle. There's nothing wrong with struggling. That's how you become stronger. And so these echo chambers and yelling at people and the same comments and the same topics and the same. It's like, and people are flat out insulting their viewers by telling them they're not doing things right. And I'm not that guy, I just do what I do. And if someone is in everybody else's business but their own, maybe because they're not happy, maybe because they have issues. And most of the time when I see someone yelling a lot in life, like in the store or on YouTube or on Facebook or on the news or on Twitter, it's because they're not content. They don't know how to. People that are content don't mess with other people. Plain and simple. His enthusiasm makes me laugh. I agree with you, Mike. Seems like too many YouTubers fall into the trap of trying to top themselves. What most people want in me is for them to stay real and give solid info. And Pam, that's what I try to do, right? All right. Sora watches everything I put out because I'm special. That is absolutely true. Robert Forrest, what's up? I'm finding some good deals on Rutan, Ironbird, 7 Series in red. Nice. Clyde, hope all is well. Everything is well. I like this channel. It's real, it's peaceful, and it's educational. But some people might consider peaceful, Shannon. Some might consider it boring, which is fine. And live music, yep, sometimes. Life is way too short to spend it trying to please other people, right? I'm speaking truth tonight, 100%. Yeah, but here's the deal. I speak this, but we all still watch it. We all still watch the echo chambers. We're all still all in the drama. Look, if someone's doing something and no one watches, they're a maniac, right? They're absurd. But if someone does something, let me redo that. If I'm on the street corner telling you that the world is flat, okay? This is not a knock on Yukon because he does believe the world is flat. Wrong phone, TJ. 30 years ago, that person would have been laughed at. Look at that crazy guy in the corner. What? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, look, he put out a little zine. Remember zines? You music guys, you remember what zines are? Little pamphlets, right? And that would have been the end of it, right? However, now that same person can have a website, he can have a Facebook page, he can even He can have a movement. He can have other people say the same thing. And now he thinks he has validity, right? He thinks that he's got some, and people feed into it. People are like, oh yeah, you're right. The world is flat, and you feed into that, you know. The crazy guy that originally came up with it, he's not the problem. The problem are the people that support that. The problem are the people that support that person and feed into what he puts out there. So it's like what do they say? Don't feed the trolls, right? And what you guys don't realize is these corporations are making money off of you. Google is making money off you because you have the FOMO, fear of missing out. FOMO. It's a phrase that my friend, a very good friend, Provost, told me. Have you ever played this style? What do you think? Let me know at your convenience. TJ, I've played. I used to have a Lita Ford signed, but not a signature Ironbird, and they're pretty cool. Um, but the only Ironbird I would want would be that Eric Rutan because it's a USA Custom 7 string. They tend to. The only problem with the Ironbirds is they do this. So if you're sitting with your strap, they tend to do that, and that could be kind of annoying. So that's my only issue with. But Eric Rutan 7 string, I'd probably like be willing to look past that. The only maniac I watch is Mr. Best. Look, I like James, and this isn't a knock on him at all. You know, he doesn't agree with everything I say, which is fine. But when he and I talk on the phone, we're good friends. I mean, he was a contractor over here, spent many hours on the phone with him, right? But I think that sometimes YouTube kind of affects his mood, and I see a man that isn't happy sometimes because of it. So it just makes me sad. Am I telling Alex Jones story? No. I just don't understand how some YouTubers can be such an expert at everything when you don't have any real hands-on experience and are failing while telling everyone they're wrong and suck. Well, I mean, look, we all have an image to put out, right? We all want to be influencers. That's the term that they use now. You know, if you watch Shark Tank, watch Shark Tank. Dude, that show is awesome. I love Shark Tank. And in order to be successful, especially in COVID world, you have to have a social media influence. Like if I owned a business like that I was selling retail, I hate to admit it, but I'd have to get one of them stupid TikTok accounts, right? And because that's where people are at. You want to go where the people are at, and Instagram, Facebook's kind of old news when it comes to most social media. Everybody's on, all the others, right? And then, half the podcasts out here, they're there to sell you something, That's one of the things I'll give James Best is he's not trying to sell you anything. Yeah, he has shirts for sale, but for the most part, he's not promoting a book or he's not promoting a podcast or he's not promoting, he's just him. He's just, talking, right? Which is fine. But there are other YouTubers that their goal is to sell you something, which again is fine. Any port in a storm, let's make some money, right? I have a code for Fogline software and I make money off of it. I make about $40 a year on the average. But it's a good program. I promote it because I like it, and it's something I used up until this last year. And I've told you guys that. Um, if someone offered me a, a, a chunk of money to sell you beard oil or whatever, I'd be down with that. But as long as they didn't have control of my channel, as long as they had no issues with the other content I was putting out. Um, and that's how you make money these days. You get online, you become an influencer or influencer, and and you sell a product, and you hope that your social media is selling that product. All right, Terry, have a good night. Enjoy your movie. I'm only saying the truth and not sugarcoating it, right? And look, I try not to sugarcoat things. Now, look, there was a time when I first started at Like Trucking that I made it seem easy, right? And I talked about how easy it was. Yet my business was struggling a little bit. I just didn't realize it. And I did a whole apology video on that. And there were so many people like, dude, you had nothing to apologize for. What are you apologizing for? Because not that I felt that I misled you, but I felt that maybe I didn't tell you the whole story. Because being any business entrepreneur is difficult. There are challenges, there are sacrifices that you have to make. And the easier that you can make it on yourself, the better, right? The more chance of success you'll have. But you're going to have the sacrifice, you're going to have the sleepless nights, you're going to have the stress, you're going to have so many moments where you're going to do things that you don't want to do just to stay in business. That's part of life. I mean, that's just how it is. And I probably didn't, and so after that apology video, I started talking about how low my expenses were, and I started talking about how, why it was easy for me. And and one of the things was, there was a guy that called me. He was at Schneider, and he wanted to come over here. And so he applied, and for one reason or another, it was before I was safety manager. I don't know why it didn't work out. Maybe because we didn't have trailers at the time, but and that person ended up going to a company out of California, now Georgia, a company that Indiana Jack was at. And he was out of business within a month. Well, within a month, he was back at Schneider. He took a Schneider finance truck, and I recommended that he not do it. But the thing that stood out in this phone call is he yelled at me. He told me that me and all these other YouTubers like Jeff and James Best didn't tell him the real numbers, didn't tell him how hard it was, didn't tell him, basically we were getting blamed for his lack of figuring this out before he moved. And the words that I said to him, I said, look, what you're getting ready to do is not impossible, but it will have a lot of challenges. I've never been the guy that said, you can't do that, because, then people will prove me wrong, which is fine. But I will say something like, well, you definitely got some challenges ahead of you, so you better have your act together. Within a month, he was back at Schneider, and within a couple of months, he had given up his truck. And a lot of that was attitude, and what his needs at home were, which is a big part of it. And that's why it's tough to give advice out here. It's tough to give advice to run a trucking business. It's tough to give advice about any business, because everybody's needs are different. And that's it. It's simple, right? I'm a person that simplifies everything, almost too simplify. Keep your costs low. Keep your revenue high without burning yourself out, without burning your equipment out. The bigger your profit margin, the better successful you can be. Keep your home expenses low. Don't go out and buy that, that new Chevy 3500, or whatever the hell their stupid trucks are, and have an $800 a month truck note, pickup truck note, and then on top of having a brand new, truck payment, semi truck payment, and a brand new trailer payment, and and you're judging your business off your deposit slips, not what you're actually paying yourself. Just like if you're a company driver, if you're making 45 cents a mile, and budget your stuff off of your lowest mileage week that you had in a month period, base your bills off of that. So when you go to buy a new car, you don't overextend. When you go to buy a new house, you don't overextend. And that's Dave Ramsey stuff right there. I mean, come on, you know. But yet we're all programmed to be watching these influencers trying to sell you things. They want you to eat their food. They want you to take their drugs, their pharmaceuticals. They want you to buy their overpriced SUVs, and they want you in debt. They want you to be a slave. You're a slave to the food, you're a slave to the drugs, and you're a slave to material items. And that definitely makes it more difficult to run a business. And it also especially makes it difficult to be happy, to be content, to not hate your life. How about them apples? By the way, this has been brought to you by Aquafina. 2 for $2. All made in the same place as the others. Ask me how I know. Wish it was cloud-based. Absolutely. And Ray is working on that, Shannon. VTech 2008, what's up? Good evening, Snorelord. John Hollite, how's it going? And so, look, I've got 20 people in here. Doesn't hold a candle to James Best, which is fine. James Best is happy doing what he's doing, and I have no problem with that. Coach is happy doing what he's doing. I have no problem with that. Jeffrey Likes happy doing what he's doing. I have no problem with that, right? Every now and then I'll get in Jeff's feed and kind of give him some grief. But that's my job. I'm the safety guy, right? Pale Rider, I hope you can get looked at tomorrow. If you need anything, you have my phone number, Pale Rider. You know I've helped you out in the past, so whatever you need. I like them apples. Attitude is never overbearing, or do you claim to be an expert but offer your opinion? Right. Look, I'm learning about life just like anybody else. I'm almost 50 years old. I went hunting for the second time, in my life. Still learning. I trapped my first raccoon a couple of weeks ago. Still learning, right? I'm not even like that awesome of a guitar player, right? I can give you the basics. I can tell you how to start. But I give you the platform where you can run into your own direction. That's kind of what I try to do. Now, if you say, Steve, what it's like, Steve, should I go to Prime as an example? They've got a lease that does this and this and this and this. What do you think of that? Well, I said, I don't know. I don't work for Prime. I know people that were at Prime or are at Prime, and they're doing fairly well and they're happy. But, what's your expenses like? How often do you want to come home? What is your home situation? Is your spouse on board with it? There's so many different questions. You ask me a general question, I'm going to ask you 10 in return, because these are the questions you should be asking yourself. Oh, let me look at, you sent me another text, TJ. Last one. This one tells me is Vintage Snorelord. That is, wow, that's whoa. That is, yeah. That's a high quality guitar there, TJ. BC Rich Bitches. That's what Slash from Guns N' Roses plays, by the way. Made in USA. I bet you they want a pretty penny for that thing. Yeah, that's crazy. 85. I passed on a BC Rich bitch that was the late 80s. Right. That's the guitar that got away. But that's a very nice guitar. That is vintage USA, man. That's there's some good guitars there, man. I love their sound. Yeah, yeah. That's a yes on that one. We're all here because you're down to earth, speak common sense, and treat everybody like they matter. Well, uh, Midwest Mike, I try, dude. I mean, I'm not look. I have my moments. You should have seen the wife and I was trying to rebait the cage, the raccoon cage, and they kept springing on me. And I almost threw that thing. I was like, picked it up. My wife was like, no, no. I stopped. I took a deep breath and I put it down. I do have a temper towards inanimate objects, but and look, I get depressed, I get down, I get sad, but what I do is this music. I'll turn on. I got Spotify Premium, which I'm gonna if I can give any recommendation, Spotify Premium. Screw radio stations, and satellite radio can kiss my ass. Even though I'm still paying for it for some idiotic reason. Put some music on. Put if you do have satellite, put Comedy Channel on. Do some laughing, right? Forget these echo chambers, the world's crashing down YouTube channels, or YouTube channels telling you that you're a piece of crap, but you know what you're doing. Forget all those. Put them down. Get into a good audiobook. Get into some music. Walk your dog if you have one. Take a deep breath. Turn the electronics off, right? Now, I don't have that luxury because I got to be available 24/7 for like trucking. But there are times when I do put the personal phone down. And Jeff, if he calls one number, he'll call the other if I don't answer. And, and the other phone has no notifications other than email. And that's it. I've taken YouTube notifications off on that. And amazingly enough, the battery on that phone lasts 2 days. I walk the dog. Good deal. Good deal, John. I admit it. I'm missing morning coffee videos. They'll start coming back, Shannon. I need to do more of the recorded ones. But is Pale Rider sick? I bet 20-year-old Snorelord would not have expected this forward momentum at 50 to all be based on how to become a mountain man. Right? Reading comments here. Gotta run. I've got a lot to do tomorrow with the truck, wife, and kids. Good. Have fun, Eddie. Let's see. I hope you get better, John. A few years ago, I was in the hospital for 4 days because of diverticulitis. Very painful. That's why you gotta. Oh, you're sick, Steve. John. That's why you gotta take care of yourself, man. What's wrong with you, John? I know Pale Rider changed his diet when he had that diverticulitis or whatever it's called. That was some rough stuff for him. My oldest daughter is sitting at home not feeling good. And at church today, there was a lot of people sniffling. I was like, get away from me. placed a bid on that guitar? How much you bid, TJ? You don't have to tell me on here, but I'm on extended Thanksgiving break, not by choice. Chucky, everything all right with you, man? Not by choice? Big Bag Birch, what's up, man? How's it going? Damn, TJ. Jeez. Oh man, there was a time where that was a $2,000. You got the vid? Oh, Chucky, dude. I'm doing all right, Birch. I'm looking forward to seeing what your podcast and he's got a really good. Birch has got a really good music blog. You know, with the B. You remember those things, blogs? And my wife is thinking about starting a blog, which I'm encouraging that. I have a blog somewhere in the universe, but I haven't been able to find it. It's on Blogspot. Is Blogspot still a thing? But not feeling too bad? Good deal. Where do you suspect you got it, Chucky? Hope you don't have that new Transformer variant. Is still around? So if my wife was to start a blog, what platform do you suggest? The same one you're on? Or is Blogspot still okay? Because don't think I'm not going to promote that here. Wife's mom? Oh. Well, I hope she's doing all right too. You know, Dr. Fauci said we shouldn't have our Thanksgiving dinners. Did you see a news thing where they said that we should be eating soy turkey? Screwed up. WordPress. All right. Remember that, wife. WordPress. As I do more office stuff for the trucking thing, I'm going to be switching more to a podcast style platform. But that's down the road. I do have the microphone. I just don't have the rest of the equipment. Omicron, yep. Well, anyways, we've been at this for an hour. If there's anything else you guys want to talk about, speak now, forever hold your peace, because I think my wife is probably close to wanting me to go to bed. I got to get stuff ready because I'm actually doing this weird thing called, what's it called? Truck driving tomorrow. I'm actually doing that. So hopefully the truck will start. It's not too bad. Just try and do your part and not spread it. Well, good deal. Good night, John. Have a great night, Shannon. Guys, I appreciate every single one of you. And if my videos offend you, I'm not going to apologize because that was not my intent. And if you take offense to something that I say, then I'm sorry. Big Houston, have a good night. I just do what I do, man. There'll be some drum videos coming up. There'll be some guitar videos. There'll be some trucking videos. I actually do have a few clips in the GoPro. And I see a new computer in my future. It's weird not being able to taste. That would be weird. Might lose some weight out of that though, I would think. But Chucky, I hope you get feeling better. Pale Rider, I hope you get good news for your truck tomorrow. Anybody else, feel free to call me tomorrow if you got my number. If I don't answer, don't take offense because I'll be, dealing with loads and traffic and all that. And I appreciate every single one of you. You rule. You're awesome. And that's it. So, with that being said, peace out.